How you doing? What's your Andy WTH? I'm Andy. This is Survivor Edition. Unfortunately, I don't have any new information on Survivor 34, other than, of course, we all know it started March 8th. Now, but I did find out some interesting information that's out there. Two items, actually. One, of course, is the use of body doubles in Survivor. And number two is Jeff kind of has a little bit of a plan to try to have the jury not as bitter or less bitter than past jury members or past juries, excuse me. So I was kind of thinking, well, why don't I just talk about how these two items impact the game? Let's talk about, first of all, body double now, or doubles. All right, now the reason why they're using body doubles. Okay, first of all, I want to be perfectly clear. These body doubles has absolutely no impact on the game itself. All right, it doesn't change the results of the competition. All right, I just want to make sure you guys understand that. Now, the reason why they're using these body doubles is more for TV magic. All right, imagine they want to get these nice shots. Like let's say they're in the water, they're competing, playing, I don't know, some kind of shoot the ball or whatever the case may be, running through obstacles and stuff like that. Okay, remember one thing, of course, you guys should know this, or most of you should know this, and that's the same thing with the Big Brother and Survivor. By the way, this part here is before they do a competition. What they do a trial run, if you want, with other people that are there, not the actual contestants in the show. They kind of run through and see how the competition is going to work out, get the camera angles and all that jazz, okay? They do a lot of work to make sure they know how to set the cameras up for the old TV magic. All right, let's get back to Survivor in this particular thing. We already know that's what they do that, so they test it. So while they're testing, of course, they're filming it, obviously. And they want to get these angles that they can't really get with the regular contestants that are actually competing for the $1 million. Like the high above shots and stuff like that. All right. So, obviously, they're going to get those shots because you don't expect these guys here to just went through competition. Win or lose, they're not going to go back out there, just do a wide shot with a helicopter or whatever they use to go above them to take the nice photograph, right? Because they don't want to have the camera crew in the picture, because when you're competing in the water or whatever the case may be, they got camera crew pretty close by them, like they're almost in your face, as close as they can get. So you don't want that in the wide angle. So that's when they use body doubles, okay? That's one step. Shots like that. Now, the other time we already know they use this is, well, you should, is when you see them, they walk into the jury there, like the tribal council. They walk in there and you see them come in. Like I'm talking about from the far distance, that the wide shot. Well, those are not the actual people that are actually going to tribal council, okay? And that's filmed either before or after they go in and going out, all right? So those people are body doubles. Those are the two times. Now, myself, I have no problem whatsoever for using body doubles for those type of shots because, hey, listen, we're there to watch TV. We want good TVs to get certain angles that maybe they can't get with the real people, but it doesn't change the game whatsoever because we're all there to watch, Survivor. Survivor is about social game. It's about how you navigate through from start to finish. All the obstacles are going to be in front of you. Are you going to be able to find the idol and stuff like that? That part of the game, they don't mess around with it. As far as I'm concerned, they leave that play out as need be. All right, so we know that. Now let's talk about and like I said before, as far as body doubles, I have no problem using it because it has very little impact on the game. Now let's talk about the jury. Now we all seen past survivors where the jury was kind of bitter. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like you see the ones that played really good games. All right, and you know they deserve to win. You absolutely know. They may, there could be like villains or whatever the case, but that's their game. That's how they got there, right to the end. So you got three people, and they basically stab everybody in the back. We all watch that. We love to see it. Of course, then the jury is bitter at this guy or lady. Wow, they're not going to get the votes. But this is the key. That's why I'm kind of on the fence if you want less bitter or not. That's what Jeff is kind of talking about, right? I don't know if he's going to do it for season 34 or season 35. I'm not 100% sure on that. But, do you want to take it out of the game or make it less bitterness? Certain aspects of the game, sure, because sometimes, or quite a few times, the best player is not always the most liked player. We all know that. Sometimes it does happen. But this is important, okay? If you are a type of player that you're going to go to the end, and you're like the bad guy, obviously, you're going to stab everybody in the back, they're going to be bad. But this is the key. Can you somehow during the whole game keep that in mind and keep, they're pissed off at you, but they're thinking, hey, you know what? That guy or woman did hell of a game. Yeah, I'm pissed off at them, but they deserve my vote. You got to be able to, if you're going to be to me, to be a winner and to have, you got to be the best. Simple as that. You got to try to get every angle possible to win. All right, and that's including to manage the jury. It's very, very important. As they're going out, you want them to know, hey, I'm the one that got you out. But at the same time, they're going to sit there and say, good play. I'm not happy, but good play. You're going to get my vote. So you got to build a resume. And sometimes you got to step on a few eggs to win. I'm just saying. And you got to be able to convince these people, even they're bitter and they're mad at you. But you got to be able to, you're down in the final tribal council. You got to do that speech of your life, and you really got to answer that. You got to really be on your toes. And that's what I call a great player. To take the element away, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if that's the way to go. But to really criticize it until I see it, it'd be really hard to. But at this time, I'm not sure. What do you think? You think it's a right way to go to have a less bitter jury, or have it as it is and make sure whoever's going to win, they got to keep in mind you got to manage the jury, and you got to be thinking of that in your in game as well as the game's as the game moves through. You have to understand that these jury members, you're going to have to get their votes to win. So that's the question. Myself, I'm kind of on the fence until I see the finishing product that they're going to do, how they're going to make the jury less bitter. I don't know. We're going to see. But anyway, those are kind of two things that I kind of find very interesting, because the first part did not have no impact in the game, but the second part where you're going to have less bitter jury, like he's trying to figure out how to do that, that will have an impact in the game, as far as I'm concerned, because then you don't have to manage the jury as much as before, which I think it kind of takes away from the game a little bit, maybe. That's just my opinion. What do you think? And that's it. So that's my rant on that. Anyways, if you like anything, if you like my videos, subscribe. And if you have any comments, by all means do so. And thank you for watching. You're watching Andy WTH. I'm Andy. Thank you. Bye.